is a success journey that every single student of mine want to hear. This is a success journey of David, and in last 2.5 weeks, David has become almost one of the most popular student in our. The reason was his hard work, his consistency. Like David loved self-study, plus he loved working with every single person together. So whenever he's doing mock or doing everything, so he's always inviting others. He's always inviting others if they can do. And the sheer, like even doing after doing one question, he is inviting all the people. So I'm extremely happy for you, David, that you did it PMP and kind of did it in almost 3 weeks. So that is really, I still remember we got a call on 18th. Yes, we got a call on 18th. The 19th, the batch was starting. So you sat into that and we started working into it. And today is 13th. So we did it. You took a yesterday kind of a break. So yeah, I'm very happy. So David, let's uh, talk about the most important question. How was the exam? Was it easy, difficult? How would you?
Uh, I would definitely say not easy.
Not easy.
Um,
How would you categorize it?
I feel like when I was hearing the other people, they were talking about their experience in the exam. They were talking about a lot of agile questions. I heard maybe like 70 to 80% agile questions. And then I was doing the exam and I'd say maybe like 40% agile questions or something like that. There was a lot of predictive and hybrid type questions.
Hmm. Hmm. Predictive hybrid type of questions. Yeah. Okay. So you did completed three mocks, three final mocks, 4, 5, 6. So if we put the difficulty level of mock 5, I like mock 5, 180 with the exam. So how difficult the exam was?
I would say probably a little bit more difficult.
Little bit more difficult.
I don't have the score yet, but
Yeah, yeah, but you clear the exam. That's the most important part that you clear the exam. Okay, let's talk about this thing. How did you manage time? The most important.
I'm really glad that I watched your video yesterday. I was keeping that in my head. I wrote it down on the piece of paper. You're given like a sheet like this. That's like a laminated sheet of paper, and you have like a felt pen that you can write on. And when I got to the test, I was thinking, oh, I should write some stuff down. Try to come up with at least something in case I completely have a brain fart during the exam. So I was like, oh, let me think too. Yesterday, Amir was telling me about the first the first 20 questions you want to do in 30 minutes, and then the first 60 questions you want to do in 80 minutes, and then the second 60, 75 minutes, and then the third 60, 75 minutes. And I was on track at the beginning.
Mhm.
And then I was using your technique about um, if you're really struggling with, you feel like you're struggling with time, try to hurry up. I felt like the end two-thirds, it was a lot of hurry up.
It was very tough. Okay, okay. So first 60 question, the first break. You took the first break?
Yeah, I was just stretching in the lobby of the place.
Mm. So first 60 question, how much time was remaining?
I think it took like 78 minutes for
Mm.
me, something like that.
Good, good. What about when you took the second break, how much time was remaining?
So I think there was 68 minutes remaining.
Second section you took time. Second section you took time. So were
I
you
took
able
time.
to, yeah, were you able to complete the exam?
10 minutes left, and I had like 15, 16 questions. And then I wanted to do everything like normal
Mm-hmm.
until like the last minute, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was going through like normal, and then I got like 3 minutes left with maybe 8 questions left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just decided one letter to pick. I'm just going to pick C for everyone.
So you pick C
Try
for
to look
everyone.
for the shorter questions and try to use the time.
Uh-huh.
And then I came back. I went to the end. I made sure I had a selection for everything. And
No,
then I
that's
came back
yeah,
one by
that's
one.
yeah, that's a good strategy, I would say. Like at least if you pick a one option, and that is a best, I would say it would have been better if you have done last line and moved it that way. But it's a good strategy. What you use, it's not a bad strategy. At least you have a chance that maybe the luck works. Two, three, or five question get B, B, C, C. But which letter you pick, B or C?
C is in Charlie.
C is in Charlie. Okay, okay, okay. Let's talk about that. How many formula questions you got in the exam?
There was one at the beginning, 60,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a pretty difficult question. And it had to do with like PERT. I didn't really study PERT at all.
No, that one question, I take my chances. I take my chances. I focus on Pareto. I don't want to go into that. Okay. How many drags and drop questions?
I think there was two. There was
Oh.
one similar about like positive, negative, or no, like the personality type. It was like internal people versus external people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
And
any
then there
critical?
was like another,
Mhm.
what was that?
Were there any question on critical
And then
path?
there was another drag and drop.
Okay. Were there any critical
Critical
path
path. I
question?
feel like there was a bunch of questions on critical path. There
Do
was a
you
bunch
have
of questions on critical
you
path.
you have to make a critical path. You have to solve it.
Oh no, not like a calculation, no.
Just
Just
knowing
like the
that
thought process of a
thought process.
critical
Yeah,
path.
that's okay. That's okay. Knowing the critical path. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Now let's talk about how important it is for everyone. Now people are sitting here with us. How important it is for everyone. Two things: to attend the coaching calls and to do the root cause analysis. Because many people don't do the root cause analysis. We don't have time. So you did PMP in almost 3 weeks. So how would you say to them why it is important to to do the coaching call first, and then why it is important to do the root cause analysis? That is lesson learns that you are doing for the question answers because you did for almost all the questions.
Yeah, I think the figuring out the reason why something is right and why something is wrong is super important. That's what's going to move you forward. I was kind of stuck at like 66% after the Mach 4. I think I got 66%, and then Mach 5, I also got 66%. But then the Mach 6, I got like 71% or 72% or something like that. But after each one, it was very important to take the exam, and then it's possible to print out, not not physically print, but you can press the print button and then save it as a PDF, and that way it tracks your progress.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Those last
I would
80.
definitely running and then
Uh-huh. Okay.
all the mocks as well.
Mhm.
But going through the answers after why one thing was right and one thing was wrong, that's what really put me over the edge. It was like something that clicked based on going through the reason, the rationale, why one thing was the right answer versus another thing the wrong answer.
Hmm. Okay. So a very important thing, I gave you last 6 ATP mocks in which you asked me if you have to prioritize which one to do. How important they were to do.
They're very good. I
They
feel
were.
like there were probably newer type questions, and there were a few virtual team questions on the exam, maybe like 5 virtual team questions on the exam.
Hmm. I
So I
wanted to,
feel like
yeah.
your coaching calls about the virtual teams, that was pretty important.
Hmm.
Amir has a lot of the coaching calls give like recent type questions, and it's very valuable to attend.
Yeah, David, a very important question. Did I ask you to read any book? Although I have written this book, did I ask you, did I ask you or did you read any book with me?
Amir was upset with me one day. I had ordered the Agile Alliance book, the Agile Practice Guide, and I had read that like in one day. And then I had a few pages left, and Amir texted me like at the end of the day, and it's like, "Why are you reading a book?"
So tell me, do you have to read any kind of book in the for the PMP?
I don't know. I really struggled before getting together with Amir. I went up to a certain point, and then I plateaued, and I didn't feel comfortable taking the test. I started preparing like 14 months ago. I did the Udemy training with Andrew and went through all the 35 CE, but I felt comfortable taking the test. And I feel like Amir really helped me get over the edge, being comfortable, really understanding the concepts, working with everybody around the world. And anytime you really want to study, there's people available. Like I was getting up real early in the morning, and it's late at night in Pakistan when it's early in the morning in the US. So there's people available. Like Anam, she's working, studying with me at like 12, 1, 2 a.m. her time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is interesting that the PMP aspirant group is really global. I guess we have more than 80 nationalities in it. 80 nationalities in it. So yeah. Okay, so we have bunch of questions from people. Couple is asking how long it took to complete RCA, and have you done RCA of all the mocks and questions?
Okay, I took like an abbreviated portion of what Amir was saying. At the very beginning, I made an Excel spreadsheet for the RCA that, but everything was right and something was wrong. And that was very vital. So the practice of understanding the in an Excel spreadsheet, I don't think that necessarily matters, but actually reading the question and coming to the reason why it's this answer instead of this answer, that's super important.
Okay, okay. That's an important thing. Okay, so how confident were you, David, today before the exam? Now that's a good question by Vinci. How confident were you before giving the exam today?
I was pretty confident.
You are pretty confident, yeah. So I am happy with that.
Why I had taken the mocks and Amir, I was pretty exhausted, honestly. I was going at it every day as hard as
Mhm.
I possibly could. And then I
Mhm.
kind of needed a break yesterday and I hung out with a friend and we just explored town and took it easy. And then Amir called me up at like 6 o'clock and he was like, David, have you looked at the video? Need you to look at the video by 7. So I rushed home, dropped my friend off.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. That is always interesting to look into the context. But guys, if you have any question, feel free to raise your hand and you can ask question from David. It was really an interesting journey. I still remember David contacted me almost a year back regarding application. I still remember David, and that was our first interaction. So when David contacted me again, I told him, "Yeah, now I'm not in Dubai. I have moved to US. I live in New Jersey." So yeah, we discussed it. We started working on it, and it has been a great roller coaster ride. The last day was interesting. Like when I messaged him, I was expecting that the way he studied, he would have done the video in the morning. and he will be asking me something. And when I asked him, "Did you watch that thing?" I was 100% confident, but I was like, "What?" So yeah, that was an interesting change of pace. Yeah. So David, it has been an honor to work with you. It has been an honor to move through the entire process and in less than 3 weeks to guide you into the entire program. I really love the way how passionate are you. You see, how passionate were you to the focus into that way? Now, I know you will be taking other challenges, but I always says that each one teach one is the mantra of the game. Like each one teaches one is the mantra of the game. Now, when the people will be asking question, whatever in your busy schedule you can support with them, that will be great. In addition to that, for every single student who clear the exam, I ask them if they can make 10 questions for PMP with the same context that I will be using in PMP marathon. You attended the PMP marathon, so you understand how the PMP marathon works. So that will be great. David, any final words you would like to share with the people?
I want to encourage my people around the world to keep going at it, and they can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
And they can do it. You can do it. That is the mantra. Okay. Thank you, David. Best of luck. And yeah, I will talk to you personally after a few minutes. Thank you, David. Thank you very much.